Why does it always feel like 2K thinks we're idiots? Why do they think that their consumers are just a pack of morons that are just gonna accept anything that's right out in front of them? I swear, every 2K game is becoming the same, with the same promises, failed promises, lies, and the same game. Boys, this hurts me making this video. It does, because this is easily a scam. It is. I'm convinced 2K hates their consumers. From my career to my team, my NBA eras, to play now at WNBA, to learn 2K, everything. Everything. This could be one passionate rant because I think this is a rant that's needed. I feel as though I need to voice myself somehow, because we've been let down in the eras, we've been let down in the my GM, we've been let down everywhere. NBA 2K25 was one of the most hyped games, yet it's the same crappy product that comes out every year. People could be like, you're just being harsh, no way about that. No. Let's start off in the Curry era. You know, they promised us a brand new era. Look, guys, we get to see Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green. Everybody, look at the shiny dangling carrot. Oh, it's so amazing. It's the same lame excuse. It's the same lame facade. They just throw it at us. The Curry era had inherent value. It was supposed to be pretty good. No, it was just rushed. It was lazy. All they are is lazy. Like, I don't understand this. If you're gonna hype up a product, why wouldn't you try to make the product as good as humanly possible? Now, I understand that there are contracts that need to be signed. I understand that certain things can't happen, but there's no Andre Iguodala in here, and you're like, what did he ever do? I don't know. Outside of winning multiple championships and the Finals MVP, he was one of the most important components during that time, one of the most important pieces during that time, and probably one of the best players in franchise history. And then you're like, well, who cares about John Wall? Look how much of a bum he is. Nah, not during this time. During this time, he was special. And you can't tell that story. You can't tell the story of the Wizards without him, because now it's just Brad Beal and Otto Porter. And no disrespect to my guys. I love them. But that's just not good. It's not good. It's incomplete. Don't worry, we're going to get to incomplete very, very soon. Because then you walk over to the Clippers. There's no Blake Griffin. This same Blake Griffin that had all those legendary dunk contests. They jumped over a car. Lob City can't be told, can't be explained, can't be glorified, because he's not in the game. It's just dude, DeAndre, Jordan, and Chris Paul. And then you're looking at all these other rosters, and you're like, well, what's so great about these rosters? Oh, look, a prime Gordon Hayward, and Rudy Gobert, young Rudy Gobert. How many players do you think are real? How many players? Like, are these complete teams? Are these complete rosters? Oh, is all 15 guys here? 12 guys here? 10 guys here? 8 guys here? Well, a Redditor posted this graph. It's up on the screen for y'all to see. Exceptional, excellent, decent, subpar, and unplayable. Shockingly, the Curry era is 17% unplayable. Unplayable means they've less than 8 real players. There's no legitimate rotation. 73% is subpar, which means there's less than 10 real players, but you can get a legit 8 out of it. I just want to tell you guys, looking at this, there are 8 fake guys right here. Like, this is just trash. This is garbage. Trust me, there was no Johnny Mobley on their team. There was no Tito Jones, no Malik Vaughn, no Maurice Young, no Fred Jeffries. Like, you see where I'm going with this, right? If you're the fan of the Nets and want to relive their history, and during this time period, during this quote-unquote era, how could you trade? How could you make them better when it's a bunch of 66 overalls? And then you have a bunch of nobodies on this team. Of course, no, I mean you have everybody's, but you have the no-name guys but then they're not high overall, and you're just like, oh, a bunch of 66 overalls. You can't do anything with that. The Nuggets are a little bit more complete because only 4 guys are made up here. So they got 11 guys, so that's great, right? Oh, we got 11, right? That must be incredible. Shouldn't we be celebrating that? No, because it's sad when only 7% of their rosters are excellent. It's sad that only 70% of their rosters, 73% of their rosters have less than 10 real players. Now I understand contracts, and I understand like, oh hey, like John Wall, Blake Griffin, Andre Iguodala, 3 of them retired. They didn't play last season. Guys, have you ever heard of a retired contract? Like, so a dude that's retired, give him a contract, or a Legends contract. How do you feel we got everyone from the 80s, 90s, 2000s? You could write up your own contract. No, you could even worked around it. Now I know I don't know everything about that. I really don't. But you're telling me that you just couldn't? I don't know. You guys just couldn't get them in? Like, you're missing significant history, monumental history. But in all the incomplete rosters, you're selling us a game version. You're selling us an era that's rushed and lazy. It's rushed, incomplete, and it feels lazy. What am I supposed to do with this team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 guys. You can't trade. Like, it's so sad. They didn't even attempt to make him real. Like, years pro 2, no stats. Free, no stats. Like, year 10, Bo Curry. Undrafted, 64 overall, no stats. They even play. It's pretty much like the same face scans. Like, Roger Stewart and Bo Curry have the same face scan. Same with Reggie. Like, it's crazy. And that's their starting point guard. Like, it's showing up as their starting point guard. Like, that is just so frustrating. Like, you look at all these teams and you're like, great, but a lot of them are incomplete. Like, it's unplayable. Like, it's just, it feels very, very, I know I'm going to say it again, it feels rushed. Like, why not? Like, did you guys just get an idea and roll with it? And why did we start the era now? We all do realize that we could have started this era later. And how did a couple of years just become an era? We just were coming off the LeBron James era. We don't need an era every single game. Especially when it just feels rushed, incomplete, and just lazy. It just feels like more greed from NBA 2K. If anything, I would have loved to have seen a 60s and 70s era that featured Will Chamberlain. You know, a guy that has like the 100-point game, a bunch of accolades, history, a championship underneath his belt. You know that guy. Jerry West, our little logo, historic guy. Incredible to understand his history. Then Bill Russell, the ultimate winner. You know that guy, Boston Celtics dude, legend, one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, I would have loved to have that. And I know many people share my same exact sentiments, my same exact thoughts. Yet they decide just to rush this era with all these teams and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 to 8 guys on each team, almost each team. 70%, 73% rosters, less than 10 guys. It's just really lazy. It's really bad. It's sad. And I feel as though if they wanted to have it, they could have announced it, but they could have saved it for 2K26. It just feels like a tremendous waste of time. I'm like, hey, we're just going to keep pumping out eras. And eras used to be so special, used to be so cool. Like, hey, we're finally able to go back in time. It's well thought out. It was incredible. Now it's just like, oh, yay, we're having an era for a couple of years. It really doesn't make sense. Because if you really want to have a cool era about this, why didn't you start earlier, like when they won their first championship or the year before their first championship? Oh, yeah, right, because that would interfere with LeBron's era. Like, it just does not feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. You can't rebuild any of these teams, especially for the bad teams, like for the Nets. Like, if you try to play up the Nets, you really can't. It's really dysfunctional, and it blows my mind how 2K thought they were going to get away with this. Like, how they thought that was good. Super unrealistic and not cool. But people may be like, oh, come on, your main beef is going to be because that era is not fully built, it's not fully complete. Come on, grow up. I kind of can't when 2K themselves hyped up this era a lot, got people invested. It's not even complete. It's missing a bunch of history. And it's just like, oh, that's actually very underwhelming. Now I know my career, my team is the main focus of 2K because they make the most money for them. I understand that. But still, when you're going to say you're releasing all this new stuff like a Steph Curry era, don't you think you want to make that as accurate as humanly possible? Now, I'm not expecting you to get every single player on there, like 14, 15-man teams. No, I'm just asking for like 10, 11, like 10, 11. That's all I'm asking. Not 73% of the era for the teams to be below 8 real players. It's pathetic, but also something that just drives me up a wall. It's my GM. Hey, don't you guys remember that really cool, I don't know, RPG style? Guys, I made a video on this. Not joking. I made a video on this because I was actually playing it. Also, real quick, X-Player, X-Scouts, Avant, Capitals, Closer, Custom. I played this on my own. None of this mattered. None of this changed anything. It did not change the way I did trades. It did not change the way signings happened. Did not affect the team's overall winning. It didn't. It didn't matter. Like what I put on or what I did. It was the same. And it felt a lot like franchise. Now I know you're able to communicate, right? But check it out right here, guys. The conversations are all the same. In my last video, in the video I had before, this is the same conversation I've had with Randy when we started. That was the same conversation there. Then guess what? We're going to go over here and we're going to talk to Wemby about rings, about legacy. Yeah. Look, see, rings. We're talking about rings. And guys, that's just really, really bad. I'm not going to lie. It is. Because you may just think, oh, I'm blowing this up for the first time. Go back on my other video. Check for that first season. Then off camera, sorry guys, off camera, I played the second season, beginning of the second season. It was the same conversation where either we win ranks or I trade him. Really? It's the same conversations I'm having all the time. And then we'll get down to talking to the big boys over here, then Greg Popovich. But nothing is fundamentally different. Nothing is different. This feels just like franchise. Contacts are cool. Like what fundamentally changed? Nothing fundamentally changed. What changed? Also, Chris Paul said he was going to retire last video. He didn't retire. He did it again off camera. He never retires the following season. He never goes on his farewell tour. He does not retire. So I don't know if that's a glitch in the system, but I don't think it is, because if it happened in my previous video, it happened here, he's not retiring. And I did it off camera again, he's still not retiring. I don't think that's a glitch. I'm not going to get into that. But my GM just really does look like franchise. You can't tell me that it doesn't. The RPG doesn't feel any different. It's the same conversations and goals. I know a lot of big creators were talking about that. I know that there's a lot of shared feelings on this. It's extremely disappointing. It's incredibly overrated. And guys, I just want to say this. I didn't wake up one day. I didn't write the script for this. I didn't write the outline for this. Like, oh, I'm bored. I just want to troll 2K. I just want to have some passionate rant. No, guys, just like y'all, I want to have a good game. I want to have a fun game. I want to have a game where the rosters are complete, eras are complete, that things are new, that we're just not sold empty promises. Guys, I'm going to be straight up with y'all. I'm not a big creator. I'm some dude with 700 subscribers. I'm a nobody. But just like y'all, we spend our hard-earned money on a $70 game if you got the standard, or a $100+ game, or if you want it for the Vince Carter edition, whatever it is. And you're spending $140. You're spending a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And we work hard in our every day-to-day life, where we work a real job. We have real responsibilities, real priorities. We got to handle our stuff in real life. And then we just want to escape. We go into this video game, and it just causes frustration, anger. And it kind of saddens me that 2K is just so greedy that they don't want to fix anything or become better, but they'll have the illusion that they're becoming better by adding more useless crap. If it's the same conversations, it's the same goals, then what really changes? If we're having like the same conversations, then why are we even doing it? It's like really boring. It's like we're talking about we're having the same conversation. We're talking about the same stuff. We get it. You want rings or you want to be traded. Why we gotta talk about it each and every season? I just want a game where I can sit down, play, and actually know that it's a good game, and I don't have to be like, oh, here we go again. I can't do anything in this new era because I can't trade because no one wants my 66 overall players. That I have no value. Oh, I tried playing my GM, but it's just like franchise. We're doing the same conversation. It's very underwhelming. But at least we're having like contacts now. Like, that's all well and good, but when does it get good? And then what gets worse is, and you're like, I kind of want to play online. You can't even do that because 2K servers, they're broken. They need to be fixed. Online games like my team and regular online play, like where you can play with the teams, either crash for constantly lag that forces a player into either quitting or the game malfunctioning. I have witnessed this one too many times where, and this is in all honesty, I get into a game and when I get a rebound and start sprinting up the court or even walking, it goes it just starts freezing. You guys know what I'm talking about. It just starts freezing. You can't really do much. And now you're just stuck there. You're trying to make sure you don't run out of bounds or you get stripped, but then your opponent can just do whatever they want. I'm assuming it's lagging for them, but who knows. But then the clock is still running down, but then it speeds up out of nowhere. Clock is running down faster. You are just spiraling out of control. You can't even set yourself up for a play or even just shoot it. And then what makes it worse is, once you get past that, the lag is so bad that it's led to a lot of latency issues where it disrupts shots, it has unresponsive controls, and overall delays the game for any sense of rhythm or of movement. That's what I'm pretty much getting at here. And I can't dribble without it lagging. Then when I shoot, it's always late. I always miss. Or I'm always throwing because it just starts lagging out and stuff. And I thought it was just me. I thought it was just a me issue. I thought I was being an idiot. Now, from time to time, I am an idiot. But then I found out it wasn't me because many people were talking about that. Many people were going on forums, on social media, and trying to be like, hey, how can we fix this? It's not my internet. Internet's fine. Can't be internet issues for everybody. And then people were just kept talking about it like, hey, 2K server's getting really bad, can't even play. And if you can't do it for my team or online play, and everything keeps crashing, how are you supposed to play the game? If you are allowing people to play my team or online play, you're pretty much forcing them to play broken rosters on different eras outside of like the online on the modern era. I'm assuming the modern era is tied right. If my team is, or my GM is M, you're not living with much. But then what happens for me, because this is where I get frustrated, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but then they recognize they're falling, oh hey, so we get into a game crashes, then the screen pops like, oh, blah, 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 it crashed, but this won't be counted towards your record, it won't be counted. And then it counts toward my record, and it happened back-to-back times for me. That's just incredibly frustrating, like incredibly frustrating. And I'm not even touching like on the micro stuff and how that can work, because if it's working like on my team and in online play, imagine how it is when you're in the city. So 2K servers needs to be fixed. And I can't believe we have already so many issues or failed or empty promises on a very, very expensive game that costs real money. They expect you to pay more money. It really is a scam. That's why I believe NBA 2K, I believe 2K hates their consumers. They just do. And guys, here's the great thing. I've always wanted to go to 2K. I'll probably never be invited. A, I'm not big enough, and B, for how much I've spoken out against them, I'll probably never be invited to their 2K community. But I don't have any loyalty to anybody. I have no connections. I'm not connected to 2K. I'm speaking from the heart. And this is honestly upsetting. The servers are broken, my GM is broken, and the current era is broken. But if you thought that wasn't bad enough, Let's go to My NBA, like the franchise mode, where we see the sim speed. How many times from like the past 2Ks have we talked about sim speed? In 2K24, sim speed was crap. Now in 2K25, it mimics it and it's still crap. So you see where we're at. It can start fast, but after 20 games, and I'm being generous by the way, it begins to stop and take 20 to 30 seconds per every game. It gets increasingly slower and laggy with each passing season. People say it's a social media tab, then some people are just saying that's their servers. Either way, I can't believe that a very profitable company, a very, very big company, I don't know if I'm pretty sure they're a billion-dollar company, but for them not to be able to fix this, for them not to be able to pinpoint the issues, it's just so incredibly bad. Because even like on off days, whether it's just like practice, we're able to schedule practice or give them a day off, whatever it may be, it just completely stops. It's on that date for a very long time, or it just crashes the game completely, or you're just there waiting, and then when you try to click B or hold B to get out of the simulation, oh whoop-de-doo-dah, it continues just to put you in there. No joke, guys, I've legitimately simmed one season for like 8 to 10 minutes. Not even kidding. It is so bad. It is so bad. So sim speed is laggy. It's slow. It's frustrating. And I thought that was going to be taken care of like when everyone was complaining about like in 2K23, 24 and all that fun stuff. Apparently not. Again, if you guys have a different opinion than me, please throw it down in the comments. I don't have like all the correct answers. Like if you guys feel I'm incorrect, please let me know. No, it's not going to be like where I'm going to be insulting you. I want to legit have a conversation with you guys. I want to talk to you guys about this because if I find this frustrating, I have to imagine there's hundreds of thousands of other people that find this to be frustrating. And then when you think my NBA couldn't get any worse, it's no longer realistic because trade logic is broken. This is a two-part broken kind of thing, but trade logic is just so damaged. It's great for us, but sometimes it's okay for it to be realistic. Tell me how this is realistic. Why would they take an aging James Harden and get rid of Middleton and Portis for Harden Zubac? Like that would never work. Grizzlies would never give Jerry Jackson Jr. Bam Adebayo would not be given up for this. Like you guys see where I'm coming from with this. Like the Bucks would not be giving up Giannis Antetokounmpo, who won the championship. Give him up to the Pelicans for Zion Williamson and Brandon. And then it gets really crazy when you start going through, like when you go to like the Lakers, not necessarily the Bucks, but you know how many times I've fleeced teams with Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Christian Wood. Also, if we're looking at like all the trades and stuff, you know how many times in my videos where I said it's not realistic, but we're about to fleece a lot of teams, like I'm giving up guys like Torrey Craig for a first rounder, Talon Horn Tucker for a first rounder, or Sam Merrill, right? Or even Payne Pritchard. Like I'm not saying these guys aren't worth first rounders, but let's really observe. Like, is Cody Zeller worth a first rounder? No, but I get a first rounder out of him. So the trade logic is just broken. And what's crazier is that people have to post files of sliders that you could change to make the game a little better, more realistic. Like, why does the 2K community have to do the work of 2K and they're not getting paid for it? Like, why is that? Is that fair? I don't think it's fair. I also find it really odd that when you go to free agents, we have Earl Jenkins being a 77. Like, why is player progression like this? There should be no G League guy that's like a 77 or 75 plus. And here you guys go here. I'm pretty sure his ceiling is an 83 overall. And look at that. Whoop-de-doo-dah. I was correct. Max potential is 83. So you really shouldn't be having guys like Earl Jenkins be higher than Markelle Fultz. Say what you will, say what you want about Fultz, but a G League guy should not be higher than an NBA player. Never, not once. That goes for George Brooks as well. The progression even goes for guys like Anthony Edwards. His max potential is a 96. You're telling me he's a 93 now at age 23, but over his how many years of his career, he can only reach a 96. He's easily going to be in the 99 club. Same goes with Tyrese Maxey. His max potential is only going to be a 93. I'm not saying it has to be a 99, but a 93 is sickening when he's only 23, he's already 89. And we know who he is in real life. Look at the contract he has. And I love John Morant, but how are you going to tell me at a 91? He has max potential of 99, but Edwards doesn't. And he's 2 years older. He's 2 years older than Edwards, yet he's two overalls lesser, but he could go up to a 99. Edwards can't. You could tell Warriors getting, but the most outrageous one by far, is Anthony Edwards. And you can see that with a lot of players. Like, it's iffy. It's very, very questionable. Like, see, Chet Holmgren, he's already amazing, but you're telling me that he can only get up to a 97? That's kind of sad. But you guys get where I'm coming from. Free agency, like the G League progression stuff, that's weird. So you guys to see where I'm coming from. Like the trade logic and player progression's broken. We need to fix that. And logically, you think that would be fixed, but we're dealing with 2K. We are. And as I'm wrapping this up, I just want to say again, I'm not doing this just so I can say some edgy phrases like, oh, 2K's trash, oh, 2K's trying to scam their fan base. No, I love 2K. I like playing the 2K games. I like playing basketball. I love basketball. I eat, sleep, and consuming in every way. But it's a real shame, guys. You have incomplete rosters. It was a rushed era. Like, there was workarounds. Like, you have retired. You could have gotten Iggy a Legends contract, Blake a Legend contract, John Wall a Legend contract. I don't know how it works exactly, but there are workarounds. That's been said by other people too. I think a 60s or 70s era would have been cooler, me personally. I think it's really sad seeing how depressing and how broken the servers are, because that just has corrupted online play in every single way. My GM is just a little more sophisticated version of franchise. Like, nothing really enticed me. It was a really letdown thing. It was highly overrated. They said it was going to be like this innovative thing. They said it was going to be like this cool RPG. I don't know. I had some conversations. It was repeating. Nothing changed. Nothing was high drama. Nothing was like TMZ. Like TMZ war like drama. The sim speed is still bad. Trail logic still broken. Player progression is still broken. Like, too many teams becoming OP way too fast. I didn't even touch into my career. I didn't touch on anything else. But if we're adding unrelated stuff like punching bags and other features like that, go-kart racing, love the ideas. Trust me, I do. But if we're not really fixing like the main problems, then we're just pretty much dangling that shiny carrot right in front of our eyes. Say, oh, hey, look at this. We're going to distract you from all of this. That's really depressing. I hate that. And that's what frustrates me the most. They treat us like idiots. Like, we're consumers, yes, but we're not morons. But I 100% do believe that NBA 2K hates their consumer. That they find us to be morons. And I believe NBA 2K25 is legitimate proof of that. Is proof of that to the highest degree. It's sad. Like, you saw the Reddit graph. You saw me show you the MyGM stuff. You saw me show you the server stuff. Or just talk about. But you've seen it for your own eyes. The sim speed you've seen for your own eyes. And everything else. We shouldn't be paying a lot of money for a broken game. And this is what happens, guys, when there's no competition in the video game market. NBA 2K is taking advantage of having no competition. Nobody to challenge them. They don't have to get better. They'll just feed us the same garbage with some shiny new characters. Say, oh, it's perfect. And we'll consume it. It's the only option we have. If we don't get it, we're just punishing ourselves. And we do get it, we just know what we're getting involved with. That's why Monopoly is a bad thing, guys. Look at it. It's right in front of our eye. But it's 2024. I wouldn't expect 2K to be any different. It's a real darn shame. Well, guys, I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for listening to my rant. If you guys agree with me, please subscribe and like this video. Push it out. Share this with family and friends, even random strangers. Like, we have to try to pressure 2K in getting us a better game. We have to. And if you guys disagree with me, throw in a comment. I'll respond to you guys. I'll try my hardest to. And guys, I'm going to sign off now. Peace, y'all.